students, myself Miss Rachna Jain, Associate Professor, Department of English, Government PG College, Rajgarh, Alwar. Today in this video, I am going to explain you the poem My Last Touches, composed by Robert Browning. This is my 7th video lecture on this poem. This poem is in the syllabus of B. Parthan English Literature, Paper 1st, Unit A. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, whenever I passed her, but who passes without much the same smile? This grew, I gave commands, then all smiles stopped together. The word this indicates the habit of last touches, smiling and thanking others for trifles, for little acts of courtesy. Commands means order. Now the context is the messenger of the neighboring count has come to the Duke of Ferrara, who is a widower. His last duchess died recently, and he wants to marry the daughter of the count. Duke always thought that his last duchess was very childish in nature. She thanked everybody who showed a little acts of courtesy, and she smiled at everyone. This was her habit. Duchess was very responsive to every good deed done to her, even by the commonest men, and always complimented everybody with a great smile. The pride of the Duke hurt to see her smiling face to others. The possessive husband wanted exclusively to own her smile. He thought it below his dignity to correct the lady because it would have meant coming down a little from his position. Sir, sir means the messenger of the count who brought the marriage proposal of the daughter of the count for Duke. This means the habit of smiling and thanking others for trifles. Commands means order. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, whenever I passed her. Here, the Duke tells the messenger that his last duchess had a habit of smiling. She smiled at everybody. There is no doubt that she smiled at the Duke as he passed by her. There is nothing particular in the way in which she smiled for her husband. Now she was wrong. She did not distinguish between her husband and others. This grew. This means habit of smiling and thanking others. This grew. The Duke says her habit of smiling and thanking for the slightest acts of courtesy shown to her increased day by day and increased so much that he could not tolerate it altogether. Therefore, I gave command. Therefore, the Duke gave the order that her smiling should stop, and so all the smiling was stopped altogether. How did the smiling stop, and what were the orders he gave? The poet left the meaning obscure. Perhaps the orders were that she should be put to death on the poor duchess was murdered. And then he again asks the painting of his last duchess and says it is still lifelike. It should be noted that all his speech is intended to impress the messenger. His future wife must have a sense of dignity. She must not be too polite, otherwise, she would meet the same fate as the last duchess. He must convey this to his master, the count. There she stands as if alive. Will it please you rise? We will meet the company below. Then, I repeat, the count your master's known manifest is ample warrant that no just pretense of mine for dowry will be diswallowed. Though his fair daughter's self, as I would at the starting, is my object. Nay, we will go together down. Sir, notice Neptune, though taming a seahorse, thought a rarity, which Claus of Innsbruck cast in bronze on me. Just pretense means proper claim, justifiable. There she stands as if alive, having very casually disposed of the whole matter of his first wife's death. The Duke proceeds quickly in a business-like fashion. Having described the character and manners of his wife, the Duke again points to the beauty of the portrait of his last duchess. He says that portrait is so beautiful that it appears lifelike. And then he suggests to the messenger that he should now get down. He suggests that they should go down to those persons who were waiting for them below in a room. The Duke changes the topic now and talks about his intended marriage with the daughter of the Count, the master of the messenger. He tells the messenger that he knows the reputation of his master for generosity and liberality. The natural generosity of his master is sufficient guarantee that reasonable desire, his reasonable demand for dowry would be fully satisfied. He says, mine of dowry will be disallowed. It means his reasonable demand for dowry must be fully satisfied by the count. A suitable dowry will not be denied to him. Then, very cunningly, he adds that of course his primary interest is not in the dowry but in the beautiful daughter of the Count. He had told him in the beginning of their talks, and now he repeats it so that there may be no misunderstanding. Now the Duke and the messenger prepare to go down where the company is waiting. The messenger stands back so that the Duke may descend first. But the Duke says, nay, we will go together down. It means the Duke politely says that they would go down together. However, Before they descended the stairs, the Duke calls the attention of the messenger to bronze statue of Neptune, the sea god. The statue shows the god riding and controlling a seahorse. The Duke is proud of the statue and he says that it is a rare statue, especially carved out of bronze for him by the famous sculptor Claus of Innsbruck. The Duke tries to impress the messenger with his artistic taste. The painting of Neptune, a seahorse, taming a seahorse, mm, gives a hint that the Duke himself is also a wife tamer. If she is extraordinary, human, and simple like his previous wife, then his second wife will also meet the same fate. Now the poem has completed. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.